Triple Frontier is a new film directed by J.C. Chandler, and this film has an outstanding cast. This film has Ben Affleck, Gary Hudlin, Charlie Hunnam, Oscar Isaac, and Pedro Pascal. Triple Frontier is about these group of veteran soldiers that are like retired, and they all have their individual lives that they're dealing with. Each one has their personal problem that they're dealing with, going through the motions, and they feel like that their life is not giving them the values that they deserve. Oscar Isaac's character is still in the game, and he's been tracking this drug lord for about a few days, and he discovered that there is over $250 million hidden within a safe house. Oscar Isaac's character convinces his friends on an opportunity to try to get their life straight by performing this heist and robbing the drug lord and stealing his money from his safe house. So this whole entire movie revolves around them trying to perform this heist and surviving while having the funds in hand. I missed out on an opportunity. I had to wait a couple of days, and watching this movie on Netflix, I had a good time with this film. And on the outside looking in, at the most important part to actually break down this film is by looking at the cast. Ben Affleck, Charlie Hunnam, Oscar Isaac, Gary Hudlin, Pedro Pascal, they all had chemistry in this film, and the chemistry is what carried the film from start to finish. Also, you can tell that these friends had a bond with one another. They were great friends for quite some time, and the dialogue revolving around their camaraderie and friendship, it felt authentic. It actually felt like these characters were having a real conversation despite these characters only going by the script. And I had no choice but to capitulate. I was emotionally invested into this film because each character did a really good job of performing their roles. And also each character individually had their moment to shine scattered throughout this film. The atmosphere of this film is like, you can really feel the weight clamoring down on these characters because these characters are performing this heist and things don't really go the way they plan to. You gotta deal with the harsh environment. They gotta deal with the jungles. They gotta deal with infantry. You pretty much have to come together, figure out ways to survive. And while each character is trying to survive, there are egos of each character that sort of clashes in this film. It brings the dynamic, emotional aspect, and it also brings in the tension. Action sequences was realistic. It showed the blood. It showed the horrific nature of an actual gunfight. The film was an edge to your seat action heist film, and there were some elements that I really had to praise. The characters were great, and also the atmosphere of this film was also astonishing. But another thing I really had to give high praise to is the cinematography in this film. When I was watching this film, I had a text message. I was texting on my phone, and then from a corner of my eye, I saw the cinematography of the film. I saw the visuals, and I automatically had to stop what I was doing, and I was automatically ingrained into the story because of how beautiful the shots actually were. There were some really interesting zoom-ins they bring in. They showed the landscape. Triple Frontier is a really good heist film. It really has some good performances. The performances are not the best performances that they gave, but even if these actors gave out a C+ performance, which they did in this film, they gave out a good performance, but not great. Even if they did give out a partially good performance, they still did a good job because it's just lets you know how great these actors are, and because their performances are like a little bit stoic at times. Even though the film does a good job of having these characters convey emotion when they're revolving around the heist, but the film doesn't really break down these characters' humanity. Yes, I understand these are people, but I just feel like these are soldiers, but the film never broke down the people behind these soldiers. And if the film delved into a little bit more, it would have fleshed out the nuances of each character, and also would have fleshed out each character's true convictions and motivations of revolving around that heist. It just seemed to me that Ben Affleck's character was the only character in this film with a true sense of direction of a motivation. And I just feel like the other characters was just there to be there. The second issue I have with this film is more like a technical nitpick. It has to deal with the second act of the film. That's when the film kind of stalled a little bit, and the film was a little bit slow, and it had a tough time picking itself up. But third act, it worked. And the film is something you already seen before, and the story, plots, and elements is quite similar from other films you have seen before. So there's really not much originality to it or much freshness, but you will be entertained. So I think that's the main factor of watching this film. So guys, I'm going to give Triple Frontier a Christian Bale Batman. This is a good but not great film, but I still had a good time. Have you seen Triple Frontier? Let me know, comment below, and I'll see you guys in the next review. And if you like everything you see and you agree, subscribe to my channel and join me in the Batman family. I will have more Batman-tastic reviews in the way. You have been warned. Till then, ciao.